NATO expansion, which is something of importance to both of us, and about some trade issues, and a number of other. Well, we're working with him. We've worked hard with him, and we've worked through a lot of his objections, and we'll keep working. But I'm going to focus hard on trying to not only to persuade him, but we had to have 67 votes. We've got to get it out of the committee, and then we've got to have 67 votes. That's what we've got to do. We're going to try to do it.
That the United States has the ability as a nation to stand alone.
Of course, yes.
Yes,
Well, I said, Senator, I thought this was part of the process that brought it to the Senate.
Yes, sir. So I think the Senate ought to vote on this treaty. You mean,
Despite what I believe to be the low possibility that the convention would...
There are all kinds of ways of making international statements, but when you bind yourselves to the situation of preventing the country from having the kind of defensive capabilities it needs in a world like this, then I think you are not serving the best interest of the United States. And that's why one of the reasons I think that this treaty goes far beyond attempting to set just international standards and speed limits and all those other comforting terms.
Are we aware how vulnerable this nation may be to terrorist attacks? And this treaty will do little to limit such vulnerability.
There's a real risk that in ratifying the convention and setting forth high standards, the U.S. would be misinforming the world by misleading people into believing that we had, in fact, done something with respect to the international controls over the use of chemical weapons.
I respect immensely your concerns that you've raised, done so in an appropriate fashion. The issue now becomes whether or not we're going to ratify in such a way that the interests of our country and the interests which we champion, that is the abolition of chemical weapons and weapons of mass destruction, that we're going to be allowed to sit at the very table that will decide the rules of the road to determine whether or not that's going to work, having unilaterally decided that we will take ourselves out of this game by the year 2004.
The enormously intrusive processes which require...
We are dealing not only with the verification of chemical weapons, we are dealing with the possible industrial espionage in the United States. And that industrial espionage is going to be a godsend, I repeat, a godsend to foreign intelligence agencies and to the corporations which will feed on those foreign intelligence agencies.
but only one does treaties. I'm at a disadvantage with hearing aids. I better get out.